Good afternoon. I've had a lot of people ask me about, I have a spreadsheet. I'd like to know ways of pulling data away from it without having to manually do it. So what I have here is a book inventory that I created last year for some of my students. It was actually a form. You can go up here and I can click on this and I can see what my form looked like. I won't get into that right now. So all my students have entered it in. It time-stamped it. They had to pick what class they had, what's their last name, first name, what's their book number, today's date, and what their calculator number is in my class. And if you'll notice, I have a lot of data here, and it kept it in pretty close to being the same order. I got some overlap with some Algebra 2 and things like that. So what I want to show you is I've got it where it's automatically filtering right here. See, it's pulling all this in. So the question is, how did I do this? Well, I'll show you. Let's go back to, here's my form responses. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to create a sheet that pulls out anybody that's in pre-cal. So what I'm going to do is I'll create a new sheet over here. And what we're going to use is what we call a filter function. Now, your cells, you can put anything you want in a cell. Hit enter, and Google's just going to leave it there. But if you want your Google to do some kind of magical calculations, what you want to do is you want to put an equal sign. And this opens up a whole new thing for your calculator or for your computer. Google now says, okay, we're now going to use formulas. So what I'm going to do is, if I wanted to, I could put 8 times 6 and hit enter, and it'll calculate it for me. That doesn't help me here, but I just want to show you that's how the equal sign works. So I'm going to put equals in here, but I'm now going to tell it to filter. So I start to type in filter, and if you'll notice, it pops up here and it says array conditions, and it actually gives us a nice little explanation of how to use this. And what it says is a source array, which means a source array is where am I pulling, what data am I filtering out? And then I can have my different conditions. So what I want to do is I've got my filter. I'm going to put an open parentheses, and I want to go back down here to the bottom where my form responses are coming in. So notice it still kept that, I'm still got that cell from that one page up. And I'm going to tell it to, I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to go all the way across. I'm going to say I want it to filter, and notice it highlights everything. Now it's only going to filter out of line 2 here. So I go, I want it to filter all of that, but I want it to do all of it. So I take out the 2, and you can't really tell very well, but you can see a green outline just went over everything. What it's going to do is it's going to filter everything on this entire page going all the way down from B all the way over to G and all the way down. Anything that comes in here and stuff is automatically going to filter. So now I put a comma in there. So now I've got my source. My next question is, what am I going to filter by? Well, I want it to pull out. Whoops, I didn't go far enough over. I didn't need B. I needed. Yeah, I need B. I want anything in B2 starting in this column right here, so I'm going to click right here. So it's going to say form responses B2, and I'm going to put colon B. And notice it highlights this whole thing. So what we have here is in the green, it says form responses B2G, because that's what the name of this tab is. So I'm looking anywhere in this section from A or from B over to G and all the way down. That's my source. And then I say out of that source right here, I want anything in here to be equal to, I'm going to put algebra space 2. And then I've got to close with parentheses. If I hit enter now, hopefully it'll start filtering over there, but I have an error. You're going, okay, why do I have an error? Because I should have put this right here should have been put in parentheses because I've got a statement there. All right, if you use numbers, it's not a problem. Any numbers, you don't have to put them in quotes. But if you're using words, you want to put them in quotes, so you're telling it, this is the word phrase I'm looking for. So notice I put quotes here and here. I want to do that so you can see, you're going to get that error, what's that for? So now when I hit enter, hopefully, oh, we're still getting an error message. Mismatch range length. Okay. Well, I'm not sure why we got a mismatch range length. It looks like they're both the same. Oh, right here. This one I had it starting at B49. You notice this right here? I wanted this one started at B2. This one should have started at B2, not B49. I must have moved down on it. So now they're both starting in the same spot. They're going to be going down the same amount. And now I hit enter. And we have a nice little filtered page where it's pulling all of my data out. And only people here the only thing it's going to pull is anything from Algebra 2 in that class. So my next step is, wait a minute, I want my students to be in alphabetical order. Not a problem. I come back over here and I'm going to get right in front of that filter, and I'm going to add a new thing. I'm going to call it sort. I'm going to hit sort and open parentheses. And what sort does is it sorts whatever I have in here. I'm going to go to the very end. Now I put a comma. I go, how do I want to sort it? I want to sort it by you have the first, the second, the third column. So I'm going to put a 3, comma, and I'm going to put true. So let me explain to you what that all just meant. The sort is on the outside. So just like in math, we start with the inside on parentheses. So it's going to filter all this stuff out. So it pulls it over here. And now the sort function is going to sort it, everything in here, by the third column. So we had algebra 2, the book number, and then this one here. And it's going to, true means it's going to do it in alphabetical order A to Z. False would do it from Z to A. Hopefully if I hit enter, it should start working, and boom, right there it is. I have Ashley, Chambers, Claire, Cross, and I've got everything in alphabetical order. And here's what's nice about it. Once I get this page done, if I come in here and mess up some kids' pages and I click on this, it automatically goes back, because the only thing it's doing here is pulling data for my form responses. So I hope this makes a little bit of sense. This is my first video I've done with this. I'm going to try and build more videos for the school. If you have a question about how to do something, I will do a better job and be better prepared. This is something I just threw together in the last 10 seconds, I guess. So I had nothing prepared, just kind of throw something together and show you how it works. So here's our sheet form. I can come up here to the very top, put book, and highlight it and go through there. But now, anytime that anybody, if I kept this form response, if anybody enters anything in the form response, it will automatically, if they're in Algebra 2, it'll automatically pull the data over into this one. I don't have to do anything now. It's going to start pulling that data live. So thank you very much for coming in and looking at this video. Have a nice day.